Hello everyone, it's Cirque, and today I'm going to be showing you some things that I got off of Kickstarter again. Today we'll be looking at the Tales of Akatsuki Kickstarter items. I actually got one of the bigger options for this one, so I have a lot of fun things to show you. But first off, of course, are the books themselves. The Tales of Akatsuki have 3 books in them. There's Okami, Kitsune, and Yuki. And what really interested me in this series was that it combines fairy tales with Japanese mythology. So as you can see from the covers, Okami is a retelling of Little Red Riding Hood. Kitsune is based off The Little Mermaid, and Yuki is of course Snow White, and they have beautiful covers. The artwork on the Kickstarter page had a more anime style, so that also drew my attention, and I had thought that the covers would have that kind of art on them, but nonetheless these are beautiful. I'm so happy I got them. Although, if you are interested in this series yourself, the hardcover versions of the books that were shown have very beautiful covers. They're a little more simplistic, but they're still very nice. They would look beautiful on a bookshelf. And I'm very excited to read these because I like Japanese mythology, and I also have always loved retellings of fairy tales, so these combine 2 things like that. And also I believe it does have some influence from anime as well, so we'll see, and I'll read those when I have the chance. And one option as an add-on to this campaign that I was very interested in and contributed a lot to why I spent so much on this particular Kickstarter was that Nicolette Andrews had another series she wrote available as well. If I recall, this series also takes place in the same universe that the Tales of Akatsuki do, but this one is called The Dragon Saga. In order, the series is The Priestess and the Dragon, The Sea Stone, The Song of the Wind, and The Fractured Soul. And once again, the covers are lovely. They have the same style of artwork as the Tales of the Akatsuki books that I got. And the characters, assuming that the artwork does them justice, look very beautiful. I think that the artist did a very good job. I can't really tell whether they're photography or digital art or a mixture of the 2, but either way, it took a lot of talent to make them look this lovely. And I don't recall off the top of my head exactly what this series is about. It's been a bit since I funded the Kickstarter before I actually got my items, so my memory of some of the things is a little fuzzy, but I remember that it looked very fun and interesting, so I will be excited to read those as well. And we're moving on to some of the extra items we got that weren't books, although the first 2 items are book related. If you've been following my channel for any amount of time, you know that I love bookmarks, so I was very excited about the option to have bookmarks in my order. The first bookmark I got is this one that is based off of Kitsune from the Tales of the Akatsuki. It's a very lovely velvet bookmark with beading on either end and a fox spirit charm. It looks very high quality. Definitely won't break. The gold clasps holding the charms onto the velvet look very nice, very shiny. And there's little details on the beading that adds a nice touch. This one's kind of marbled. This one has some pink lines on it and a red flower pattern. And then the red bead also has some marbling on it. And then there's also these nice gold caps in between the beads. And the other bookmark that I think is one that is shared between all of the creators that contributed to a project that this was part of, which I will get into more later, is this one. It's another velvet bookmark, but this one has a dragon and a dagger on it, and the beads are blue, and one of them, the top one on this side, and the top one and the bottom one on this side, and then the middle one on this side, looks like it's black and opaque on one side and then clear on the other side with some nice sparkling detail. But that's beautiful. Once again, I'm very happy to add this to my collection, and I'll be using that when I get the chance. I also got two beautiful pins with the campaign. There's this dragon pin that's black and has a constellation on it. And again, this one is shared between multiple creators within a group. So when I get into that bigger project, if you want this pin, then you can likely find it on many other Kickstarters, including some that are currently still available. And specific to this campaign is this beautiful kitsune pin. It's nice and gold and shiny, and it's very adorable. I love kitsune. I've always thought they were very nice, interesting creatures, and I know a lot of people online who like to make OCs based off of kitsune. So I was definitely a nice choice for a creature from Japanese mythology to use in a book. And I also got this nice keychain that is a dog. I can't remember off the top of my head what this dog is. Obviously it's probably something from the Tales of Akatsuki series, but whether the name of the dog was mentioned or what it was is escaping me. And finally, our final few items are in this envelope. We have a nice thank you card from Nicolette and some stickers inside that we will get to. Nicolette writes, "Thank you for backing the Tales of Akatsuki Kickstarter. Your support means the world to me. Enjoy your..." And I'm not sure what the last word is. Oh, reward. I'm sorry. Yeah, enjoy your reward. And then there's a heart on the exclamation point. Hey, editor Cirque cutting in here real quick. I didn't like the way that I filmed the sticker portion of my unboxing the first time. I usually try to do these somewhat blind, while I will look over the items just to get an idea of what's there and make sure that I have everything. I don't usually do much research just so that I can give at least somewhat of a first impression of everything. But in this case, it sort of backfired because I just felt like a babbling mess when trying to explain these stickers, and I made so many mistakes. I just figured I'd scrap that section and redo it while actually looking at the information for the books so that I can do all the characters and their stories justice. So first up, we have this adorable kitsune sticker that I believe is one of the stretch goals, which represents the first book in the Tales of Akatsuki series, and is just an adorable little nine-tailed fox. You can't say no to that face, can you? Then we have our two main characters from Kitsune. There is Rin, the mischievous kitsune girl, and Hikaru, who is a poet. From Yuki, we have, of course, the title character, Yuki, who is a headstrong priestess. And her love interest is named Hotaru, and he is a prideful chief with a secret heart of gold. And then finally, we have the two leads from Okami. Our female lead is Akane, who is a fierce fighter, and you can see that from her bow and arrow. And her male counterpart is Shin, who is an Okami who's in search of his mate. And now that we have that all squared away, let's get back to the original video. Like I said, the Kickstarter had a lot of very anime-esque art involved in it, and this shows you what I'm talking about. These chibis and artwork similar to this were all over the campaign page. But moving on to the last item that I received from this Kickstarter, we have these 3 beautiful oracle cards. This was the first campaign that I backed that I found out was part of a larger group effort called the Storyteller Oracle set. And the one that I got that was specific to this campaign has this beautiful golden leafing on the back, which if I use these cards as an actual oracle deck, that will make it a little more complicated, since some of my cards are going to have this gold leafing on it and others will be more matte like these two. But for those who don't know, oracle cards are similar to a tarot deck. They're used in divination, but the cards used in them are a little more loose. Like there isn't a specific type of card that you have to have in every oracle deck. Some of them are more closely related to the tarot, others are more unique. But in this campaign I got passion, strength, and charm. And we're going to look at passion and strength first, because these two are not related to Nicolette's books. These are cards that are shared by all of the creators within this project. So I don't know if these characters are anything specific or if they were just to show off the art style of the artist who was doing these cards, which if you look right here is Tharina Art. So if you like this artwork, you can definitely check her out at www.tharina.art and check out more of her work. So like I said, I don't know if these are any specific characters. If I find that out, I will update you in a later video, because I know that I have more campaigns that I funded within the project that I have lots of prizes for that I'll be showing off. And also, when there's a convenient lull in campaigns involved in this project, I will be showing off all the cards I got so far, since currently I have a mixture of campaigns that I threw a lot of money at because I was really interested in the novels and the prizes involved in helping fund it, as well as some campaigns that either I only bought the book and the card for it, or even some campaigns that, while I want to try to collect as many of the oracle cards as possible, the book that the oracle card came from didn't really interest me, so I just ordered the card. But moving on to the final item, we again have Charm, which was specific to Nicolette's books, and her website is up on the top here, NicoletteAndrews.com. And once again, we have some artwork based off of Kitsune, and these look like perhaps these two characters, so I'm not sure, but if I had to guess, that's who I would think that they are. And so we have our nice man and our kitsune girl and some nice leaves in the background, and they look very in love. And all of the oracle cards have these 4 symbols on the sides. We have this star pattern, a rose, a skull, and a coffee cup, and then these moons on top. So I'm very eager to see what other cards are in this deck going forward. I have some that I've already ordered, some that I already have, and I'm just waiting to unbox them at a later time, and others that haven't even become available yet. But if you want these cards for yourself, you can look on Kickstarter in the novel section, and you should be able to find some of them. There are a few going on right now, including one that's being done by Therina herself, where she's making her own oracle deck by herself, in addition to contributing to the storyteller deck again. And through her campaign or one of the other campaigns involved, you can find a link where they show all of the campaigns, past, present, and future involved. And this was not your last chance to get Charm either. Nicolette Andrews has another Kickstarter running right now. I forget off the top of my head what the books are, but I funded her project again because it looked so fun, and this series looked so interesting that I was sure her next series would be just as much fun. But when you fund that Kickstarter, you can get the card that was created for that campaign, as well as Charm from her past campaign. And for a lot of the other creators that have campaigns that already finished, they're going to be doing the same thing, where their oracle card will be available again with their next campaign. And as I'm speaking, I'm trying to get these arranged for my outro, so I hope you'll excuse me if I'm fumbling around a little bit. And I'm not going to put dragon ones in frame, but there. Alright, but I hope you enjoyed this, and that my little unboxing sparked some interest in this series, in Nicolette Andrews' work, and in the Storyteller Oracle and the Storytellers as a whole. But for now, I wish you a great day. I hope you find wonderful books to read going forward, and I hope to see you again soon.